We talked about it at the top of the show, guys like Tomas Tatar. There's still some names out there, UFAs, as we're about under a month to go from the start of the NHL season. Here are some of those notable remaining free agents. What do you think? If you're a team, who's a guy that you would pluck off this list and could have an instant impact on your club?
You know, there's a couple of guys here I think are well worth talking about. Phil Kessel, for example. I mean, you sign a Phil Kessel, assuming you're a team that needs maybe an add at the forward position, middle part of your roster to a deeper part of your roster. You know what you're going to get in a Phil Kessel. He's a lock for 30-plus points.
And how about
he's going to play all 82 games.
And how about the fact that he came out and said he doesn't have to play all 82 games, right? If you want to healthy scratch him, he's okay with his Ironman streak coming to an end. That makes him probably more appealing to a lot of GMs out there.
And from if you want to call it a marketing perspective, it makes good sense for Phil to get that out there because he recognizes I'm at a very senior stage of my career, but I can still contribute in a meaningful way, even if that means 60, 70 games a year. So Phil Kessel would be a wise add. You know what you're going to get when you go out and sign that. Just what's the right number for you?
8 points away from 1,002.
Yeah, remarkable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, his run.
There aren't a lot of players that get to that stature. Paul Stastny, that's a transaction of a different order. You get meaningful hockey. It's different. It's situational. It's defensive-minded. But for a Paul Stastny, you know, it's almost as much what you get in the room, what you get on a practice day. Anybody that's ever played with a Paul Stastny goes, you know what? I learned as much from him about the game as a lot of the coaches that I've played for. He's got a really unique perspective. Again, comes from an NHL family. And this is a guy that is just a seasoned, savvy veteran. Great cachet, fabulous respect, league-wide, would be also a nice add.
All right, and how about a guy like Patrick Kane? Of course, he's not ready to rock and roll for the start of this season, but when he is, and what we saw based on his short time in New York, I mean, that's a guy that obviously has a lot of appeal league-wide. Yeah,
assuming health, you know, that's a hurdle he's able to get over, and he's able to, he's 100% just athletically on the ice. I think Patrick Kane, another guy, and you might draw a straight line to the New York Rangers on this one, but another guy that, you know, he's got a lot of hockey left in him, and it really, like, the talent just courses through his veins. He knows this game exceptionally well, and he's very, very effective.
Is there a team out there, I know we're talking about players, is there a team out there that you think, that you see some of those UFAs, and that could be the ingredient to really push them over the edge there, like a Carolina Hurricanes or somebody like that, who's just so close every year, but just maybe one more piece, or one piece away, I should say.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I think the Carolina Hurricanes would be a group in that category. I know Tom Fitzgerald well, and you know, I would suspect he's not done tinkering with his lineup either. But there's probably a handful of teams out there like that, where one of these three characters we mentioned would be a savvy add, a nice add.
Will tell. Again, a lot of UFAs still out there, under a month to go.